Okay, hopefully this will work. I'm not sure if I should have the camera like this or landscape. Hopefully you guys can see me. I wanted to come and share a situation that happened like 2.5 months ago. I have a friend who died rather suddenly. In a couple of the videos that I've posted, you would see her as my multiple life. For privacy reasons, I'm not going to use her real name. I will call her Lily, because that was the name she wanted. I don't have access to her channel, or I would have uploaded a video there updating everybody. So I don't really know how to handle the rest of that, except to leave it where it is. So Lily had a lot of problems with her health, a lot of problems. And very long story short, she was on a type of nutrition that goes through a port in your chest. It goes through a vein to the heart, and you get blood work every week or I don't remember how often. Anyway, they check your levels and they make the TPN based on what you need. TPN is total parenteral nutrition. And that is what she was on, because she had really bad paralysis of the stomach. And she had sepsis several times because of her port. And I don't know what happened earlier this year, but she was in hospice for a while, and then they saw her eating. She had a feeding tube, and part of the feeding tube was set up so she could empty her stomach, so she could still sometimes take food in by mouth because she enjoyed it. And there were things that she liked to eat sometimes, and she had to be careful. There were certain things she couldn't have because they would make her sick, but she could eat mostly, honestly, junk food stuff, because it's easier to digest, which says a lot. But they saw her eat something like a Chick-fil-A nugget and a cookie, and they basically took her off hospice. She had gotten rid of her apartment, and she was brought to my city and put in the hospital, and they were able to get an infection down that she didn't know she had, and they were able to get that out of her system. And she was gonna get a place here, and it was gonna be really a new start for her. Well, she had a little infection toward the end of June, and it blew up. And within days, she was on a ventilator. She was in an induced coma. They had her prone. If any of you remember early COVID, they would lay patients prone. It's the last ditch effort to give the lungs as much ability to, I don't know the medical, I just know it's like the last resort. They don't lay you prone unless it is bad. When I saw her on June 30th, she was prone. And My husband and I went there. We stood with her, sat with her, prayed with her, touched her, just hands on her back and her shoulders, and I started to write a song. The words just like dropped into my mind and heart while I was there, and I was humming, and it's never happened before, and that is a God thing. That's not a me thing, let me tell you, because I've wanted that for years and it's never happened, and I'm not here to lift me up. I truly, truly am grateful that I was able to be with her that night. A few days later, they had done scans, and the sepsis basically ravaged her lungs and her heart. It was really bad. She would have not had a quality of life if she had lived. It was severely, they were severely compromised. And so someone that she was close to, that she had known for 20 years, or no, like 16 years, half her life, was with her at the end. And she's been a real gift. She was incredible with Lily, and she and I have talked since then, and she's really, really sweet. And Lily needed people like that in her corner in the biggest way. So I am so thankful to God that she had this person in her life, because I could have done some things, but I would not have been able to do what this lady did for Lily. So that's my story. Lily died on July 3rd, and so I had a really rough few weeks, especially at nighttime, because that was when I went to see her. Because when I got the phone call, I thought she was dying like that night. I didn't realize it was going to be several more days, but regardless, I went, because my thought was, I don't know when I'm going to see her again, or if I'm going to see her again. And if I don't go when she dies, I will never forgive myself. And so, we went, and we were there for like a couple hours. And I really love how attentive they were with her at that hospital. It was incredible. If I ever needed a place to go, that's where I would go. I miss her. There are times that I miss her very, very, very keenly. And then there are other times when it doesn't hurt as much. You know, grief comes in waves, but I have to be very careful. The last video she posted was a short of her singing part of What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. Beautiful music. Rather sad song, honestly, even though it's asking the big existential question, you know. And she sang part of it, and her voice, she was so good. And I wish we'd gotten more time.